Hello, this is Rich with MISO BIM. This tutorial topic is sheets. This course is considered beginner level. In this topic, you will learn how to create sheets, how to name and number sheets, how to place views on sheets, snapping on sheets, and activating and deactivating viewports on sheets. Using sheets in Revit makes it possible to accurately document a design project. Views of the model are placed on sheets in order to create a drawing set for the project, which then can be plotted. Sheets usually contain a title block and are accessible from the project browser. Everything you find in a typical drawing set and more can be conveniently placed on a sheet. Plans, sections, elevations, 3D views, schedules, text, and images. Actually, all views in a project can be placed on a sheet. The Sheet button is located under the View tab. So we have View and Sheet. Typically, a title block will have a title block file already loaded into a project. If you need to load a title block file, you'll click the Load button and then go to your computer location where your title block files are located. From here, you select the title block file that you want to use and click OK. And a new sheet is created. If you need to create more sheets, you can just use the same steps above and you will create more. One thing to note when you bring in new sheets is the numbers are sequential from the last one that you created. So for example, we just created a new sheet and it was numbered ID 101. If I go through here, click Sheet, select the title block again, click OK. The next sheet is ID 102. It is important to have all the relevant project information on the sheets. If the project information details, like project name, project number, address, etc., have not already been filled in, now is a good time to do this. This can be done by going to the Manage tab, Project Information, and then filling out the relevant information. So for example, we have owner and project name sitting here. So if we say client name, just give it a fake J&J Development. And the project name can be, let's say, Extended Stay Hotel. When you click OK, that information is now in your title block. We have a number of different sheets already here, and you can see here on the other sheets that information is updated as well. The name and number on each sheet can be filled in or edited by clicking on the sheet and entering this information in the Properties window. So here, and in the Properties window, you'll see sheet number. So if we needed to change this to, let's say, ID 110, do that, click Apply, and it is updated in the browser, and it is also updated here in the drawing window. We'll change it back to 100. An alternate way to do it is just going into the title block itself in your view. And you can edit it here, and then that will update. A third way to update the number is right-click on the name of the sheet. You'll see Rename, and a window will come up here. And you could say 110. You can even change the name to, we'll just put Floor Plans, just to be quick. You can hit OK. And that will be updated. Again, I'm going to hit Control-Z to go back. And finally, you can also click on the name of the sheet and hit the F2 button, and the rename and renumbering window will pop up there as well. Changes to the sheet number and name are propagated throughout the project, so that all references to the sheet are accurate. These numbers can, however, be changed as explained above. Before placing a view on a sheet, it is necessary to ensure that it shows only the desired elements. Hence, it may be necessary to turn off or on certain components or annotative elements using the Visibility Graphics Override window. So if we're actually in the view, that can be done by going to the Properties, Visibility Graphic, clicking Edit, and changing the items that you needed. So if you wanted to not have furniture on in your view prior to placing the view on the sheet, you can click OK and the furniture goes away. I'll click Control-Z to undo that Now the view is ready to be placed on the sheet. To place a view on a sheet, right-click on the sheet in the project browser and click Add View. From the window, select the view that you would like to place on the sheet. So for example here, we'll go to Floor Plan Level 1, click Add View to Sheet, and you place the view. An alternate way to place the sheet is you go to View and click Place a View. So if I hit Control-Z to undo our previous placement of that view, and now go to Place View, again that list comes up, Add View to Sheet, and the view is placed again. A third and final way to place the sheet is, again, I'm going to first hit Control-Z to undo this, is you can go to the view name itself and you're going to press down on the mouse button and then drag while still holding down on the button and then release in the drawing view area of the sheet, and again the view is placed. It is often necessary to move a view around on a sheet. Views placed on a sheet can be moved with the mouse, the move tool, or with nudging the keyboard arrows. So you can see here, if I press down on the mouse and drag it around, I can move the viewport. That way, you can also use the move tool itself by clicking on the viewport, clicking move, and moving it, and then also by using the arrow keys to nudge it left, right, up, or down. A view or schedule on a sheet can be locked in place after positioning it so it does not move inadvertently. To do this, select the view, click on Modify, which we have here now, and you'll see under the Modify section of the tab, there's a tool for pin. Click that, and now you will see a pin located over the view. If I unselect it, select the viewport again, the pin will appear. If I try to press and drag and move, the viewport will not move. If you need to move it again at a later time, you can either click on the pin itself, and now you can move the viewport, and if you need to pin it again, you can click the pin there, the same location. Or another way to unpin it is select the viewport, go up to the Modify tab, and click the Unpin tool under Modify. Guide grids can be used to arrange views and view titles so that they appear in the same place from sheet to sheet. This can be helpful if you have multiple floor plans in different levels, or if you want to align from sheet to sheet your floor plans and reflected ceiling plans. This also can be used to organize your details, sections, and elevations from sheet to sheet as well. The same guide grid can be displayed and used in different sheet views. When a new guide grid is created, it becomes available in the instance properties of sheets and can be applied to each sheet individually. Best practice is to create only a few guide grids and then use them with the sheets. Changing the guide grid's properties and extents in one sheet causes it to update in all the sheets which use that grid also. So to create a guide grid, we're going to go to the View tab. Under Sheet Composition, we'll use the tool Guide Grid. Click on that. We can either choose an existing guide grid or create a new one. In this case, we'll create a new guide grid. Hit OK. And this blue grid will show up on your sheet. From here, we can adjust some of the extents of the grid. So for example, using the grips, we can bring the grid inside the drawing area of the title block itself. And we can also adjust the spacing of the guide grid. So if we wanted it to be a 4-inch spacing, we click 4 inches in the guide grid properties, click Apply, and the grid itself changes. I'll go change this back to 1 inch. One thing to keep in mind with guide grids is if you're going to move a viewport to align with the guide grid, there are only certain elements in a view that can align to the grid, those being structural grids, levels, and reference planes, essentially any datum type element in a view. So in this view, we have two reference planes that are drawn. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the viewport, select the Move tool. We're going to use the intersection of these two reference planes, and then we'll click on the intersection of the guide grid to place the view. Snapping doesn't occur with any non-orthogonal datum such as arc grids or angled reference planes. After placing a view on a sheet, it may be necessary to change certain aspects of the view, like the scale, or to hide a component or an annotative element. This can be done by going to the view and making the desired changes, or by activating the view from the sheet directly and then making the change. To access a view through the sheet, select the view on the sheet and click on the Activate View button under the View tab. So clicking on the view, you can see right here the Activate Viewport, the Activate View is available under Modify. Click Activate View, and then you can edit any of the elements that you need to edit in the view. To deactivate the view, go to View, under Sheet Composition, Viewports, Deactivate View. Alternatively, if you wanted to activate this view, you can go to View, Viewports as well, and click Activate. Another way to activate the view is select the viewport, right-click the viewport, and then the selection for Activate View is available to you there as well. Once you're done with your edits, you can right-click anywhere, and then Deactivate View is available. A final way to activate the viewport is mousing over the view itself. If you left double-click the view, it will activate the view. And then if you left double-click outside of the view, when you're done with your edits, it will deactivate the view. Having created a drawing set with views properly arranged on sheets in the appropriate sequence, a printout is usually desired. This can be achieved by connecting to a printer, clicking on the Revit icon on the top left corner, selecting Print, and choosing the appropriate options. This concludes our beginner course on sheets. Thanks for watching.